What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you get notified as soon as we drop new content on the channel. Without further ado, let's get into this. Throughout this week, we've been hearing a lot from Frank Warren and I think on some of Tyson Fury's social media that apparently there was to be this big announcement that was supposed to be made yesterday. And, Frank was very excited about it. He was really excited and, they're really gassing it up and really saying, yeah, there's going to be a major announcement. All the fans are going to be looking forward to it. It's going to be on I think, the Queensbury Promotions YouTube channel, and you're gonna get to hear from Tyson, and you're really gonna want to hear this, etc., etc. So there was a bit building from it. As I think Sporting Icon, he pointed out that yeah, they didn't even mention the time that this thing was gonna be. So yeah, me myself, I kind of missed it. I didn't get to see it at the time, when it officially got done. So I had to watch it after the fact. And the interesting thing about it was the long and short is that basically they announced nothing. Nothing actually got officially announced. So they spent all this time. Oh yeah, Tyson's gonna come out. He's gonna mention this, mention that, and there was speculation. I myself was thinking as well that look, he can't resist the allure of boxing. He's gonna have to, this is just gonna be about him coming back to boxing and him fighting somebody or whatever, maybe in the interim, since he's lineal champion. I thought, okay, they're probably just going to announce he's not retired, he's going to defend his title, or he's coming back, or whatever. And all it was like just over half an hour, 35 minutes of Tyson Fury sort of singing the praises of Frank Warren, telling Frank Warren how great he is as a promoter. Frank Warren returning the favor, saying, "Well, yeah, you're a great fighter. You're the best, greatest I've ever worked with, etc., etc." So it was them two singing each other's praises. It was the host, I think, Dev, who is quite a funny guy, good personality, and he was just sort of saying, going over, like I think he asked the same question several times to Tyson Fury. How do you feel now after that night? How do you feel about it? And then Tyson said, yeah, it was the greatest thing. Couldn't have gone any better. And then 5 minutes later, we'll ask him the same thing. Oh, Tyson, since that night, has it sunk in? How did you feel about it? And Tyson goes, yeah, it was the greatest thing. I've won everything, blah, blah, blah. It couldn't have gone any better. Even if we wrote the script, it couldn't have gone any better. And, they talked about the behavior of Dillian White, how bad it was, and how bad it was that Dillian White didn't accept the loss, and how bad it was that Dillian White didn't do his media obligations, and how bad it was that Dillian White said, oh, the host mentioned, oh yeah, Dillian White said that it wasn't just a punch, it was a push. And then Tyson Fury had to go over that like 5 times. Like, yeah, I uppercutted him. He was knocked spark out, and then I just nudged him off because he was just gonna either that or he was gonna fall on me. Blah blah blah. Which is the same thing he's been saying since the end of the fight. Which yeah, no problem with that. But this whole thing was lacking an actual announcement. They even talked about Francis Ngannou coming into the ring, and it was just everything but an announcement. They wanted to talk about Anthony Joshua. Tyson made his usual jokes that, oh yeah, you've got to have balls like King Kong. You've got to have this attribute, that attribute over Usyk, otherwise you're not going to beat him. So they were basically writing off that was Warren and Fury. They both basically wrote Anthony Joshua's chances against Usyk off. That was part of the segment. And, it was like 35 minutes of that, just discussing other fights and saying that, oh, yeah, Dillian White should fight Daniel Dubois because it will be a great opportunity. Dillian White, he's lost to me. I'm the greatest thing ever. I'm the greatest fighter that's ever lived and whatever, whatever. No man born from it. No, he didn't say that one, but you get the impression that's all he was doing, singing his own praises. That yeah, he's the best thing ever, and Dillian White losing to me is no disgrace. He should just go and fight Daniel. He's got some sort of world title, and for Daniel, great opportunity because Dillian White, he's fought me, the best of all time. Blah blah blah, and a lot. It was just like that. And there was no real there was no actual announcement. The closest thing to the announcement was that Fury mentioned that, yeah, if you want me to come back after beating everybody, blah blah blah, then you're gonna have to have deep pockets. But Frank, he's the magic man. He's got the deep pockets. And Frank Warren goes, yeah, in Saudi, basically alluded to Saudi Arabia, that yeah, the petrol price has gone through the roof, so now they can afford to put the fight on. So that was sort of the closest thing to an actual announcement, was just Tyson Fury saying, oh yeah, if they've got deep pockets, maybe I can come back out of retirement. But none of this was actually an announcement. He also was mentioning, yeah, I might come back in some exhibition fights. And I think the following morning, which would be, I believe, this morning, he was on Good Morning Britain and apparently saying that he's going to fight Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson in exhibitions, and we was portraying that as this announcement. But yeah, it's interesting. Some speculate that the only reason he's made these so-called announcements or mentioned his name is because of the fact that Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk 2 is coming up, and obviously that's getting headlines for multiple reasons. Partially because a lot of people doubt Anthony Joshua, and also because it's for a lot of the belts, so it's quite important news, and he's still a popular figure, is Anthony Joshua. So some speculate that this whole thing's just a ploy based on jealousy or something like that, that he doesn't like seeing anyone else in the spotlight, particularly Anthony Joshua. Instead of him, he doesn't like someone having the spotlight. So it's like he's got to come out, he's got to say something in order to make himself relevant or whatever. So that's one of the theories. I mean, that could be true, but I'm not 100% convinced of that. But yeah, it was a strange one overall. Lots of talking, but no actual announcement. And even what it said on TV today, like, that still is not really an announcement, because there's no dates, there's nothing really. I mean, I'd say I'd probably watch exhibitions if he did them. They'd come across my way somehow, so I'd probably watch them. But the thing I'd really be interested in would be Tyson Fury versus the winner of Joshua Usyk. I think that's the fight that really, if you want to make a move, that's the move you want to make. And he could literally just stay retired and then come out, boom, just for that one fight, and then go back into retirement or whatever. That'd be fair enough. But yeah, that's the move I want to see. The exhibitions I'm not really interested in. But at the end of the day, he's made a lot of money and he's come out. He's done well for himself in the sport, and he's got all his faculties. So good luck to him on that front. But anyway, let me know what you think about this, the kind of announcement / non-announcement of Tyson Fury. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out.